Hello everybody. Today I'm just standing here sucking up some sun rays, admiring the last flowers of the season, because it's a beautiful day. And today we have a mission as every other day almost, but this time we're gonna work on something very different, because you haven't seen this before. So let's walk over here a little bit like this, and here it is. This is what we are gonna work on. This exactly is the 750 cubic inch KVF Kawasaki four-wheeler, looking like that. And it's a pretty nice bike or four-wheeler. It has fuel injection, and it has the twin engine. So there is a bit of power in this one, but it has developed a bit of a problem. So we have to address that. And the problem with this one right now is that it doesn't really run as it should. There is something is wrong, and it needs a bit of attention. And also the winch down here doesn't work because it's seized, so that needs to be addressed. And there is also a belt problem. There is actually not a problem. It drives as it should, but the light for the belts is on, so there is some kind of problem. But it's not necessary with the belt itself. It can be with a contact or sensor, whatever it's called. So that also needs to be addressed. So yeah, it's time to dive into this beast. So now it's time for some oil. This next part can actually be a bit tricky because of the location, but it's the oil filter. It's right down there. I don't know how much you can see of it, but it's just there. And this is a very tricky place to get a grip of it, so you need a special tool for getting this one out. Otherwise it's a very hard job. So let's take that one out. This is the tool you need, and this is a special oil filter remover that you use with a wrench. So you put the wrench on there, put it on the filter, and then wrench it off. So I'm gonna go out and do that. I can tell you that with one of these tools it goes so much more pleasant to get these off. It's really easy, no hassle at all. So here's the filter, time to put in a new one. So the new filter has arrived, so let's try to get this one on the machine. Firstly, Let's see if it's the correct one. I'm pretty sure of that. Yes, it is the correct one. So we need a tool. And we need to get this protective film off here also. Like that. So I will go and set this on the machine. And since this is a V-twin, it wants 2.2 liter of 10W40 semi-synthetic performance oil, and that should be one full of these. So let's pour. So there the oil went in, and as you saw, it was a bit high on the stick, and that's because we have a new oil filter in, and that will take some oil from the engine, so the level will go down. As you saw, we were perfect at the after the first fill, so I overfilled it a little bit, and that's due to the oil filter want some oil, and when the oil filter got its oil, the level will go back down to the perfect level, so I won't be needing to after fill this. So that was a, what's it called, precaution or whatever. So that's the oil. We have new oil filter, new oil. Let's go on. Okay, then next item, winch. Both the cable here is broken and the spool is not winding out, so something is seized. So let's start with taking this cover down here off. And now we can move on to the winch itself, and it's held by 4 bolts in the bottom. There you saw me put the things back on the machine again. I didn't bother filming putting the cover on here because it's just the reverse of taking it off. But I freed the spool on the winch. So now I have all this line out here. Now it needs to spool back. So I need to drive the winch to get it back on the spool again. And I also need to loosen this roll because it has been bent here. So it's too tight. It doesn't roll at all. So I need to loosen it up a little bit so I can get it rolling again. Maybe hammer it down so if it's pinched. I believe it's pinched. Yeah, it's pinched. So probably taking a screwdriver or something, bending it down a bit here, or a pry bar, should unpinch it. So yeah, let's get this back on. Then it's the running problem, and the running problem with this one is up here. You see there's a light there that says belt. That one is blinking, and when that one is blinking it puts the machine in something called a limp mode, and that's due to the sensor for the belt drive either failing or gets triggered in some other way. You can see it here. When that triggers, the computer thinks that there is something wrong with the drive chain, and it will stop the machine from delivering full power. But there is a solution when you have fixed it, because if you fix the sensor, the limp mode will still be on. And I have fixed the sensor, but the limp mode on this one is still on. So to fix that, you have to do this. You have to find this contact that's over here. You take that one apart, and then on the machines there should be a tool sitting here looking like this. Then you take this apart, put this end with the cable into that contact. This end just lies loose here. You put that one in, and then you separate the cable from the sensor and just let it hang free. Next step, you turn on the power with an injection key, and you wait for at least 10 seconds. After 10 seconds you turn it off. You go back, you take this plug out, put the original plug in here, put this together and just store it as it was stored right there. Then you turn the power on and it should be reset. The blinking lamp should no longer blink, and the limp mode should have disappeared. You should have full power again. If you don't fix your sensor, if it's broken or if the belt is broken or something that triggers the sensor, the limp mode will come back after about 30 seconds. But if you have fixed your problem, or if it's triggered for some other reason, for mistake, the machine can do a mistake also. Then your problem should be solved and your machine should work as it should. So that's the fix for the ECU and the limp mode, and yeah, that's it. So okay, there you saw me fix the winch, and I have also fixed the running problem, so it's running good now. You will see that when we test drive it. The things that are left to do now is to fix, not to fix, but to do the service with the oil, the spark plug, the air filter, the fuel filter, and so on, and check everything through, and then grease everything up, and then this project is done. So this is a short one. I didn't expect it to be much longer than this. I will put a hook on the winch there, but I don't have that hook right now. That's gone, so we need to wait for a new one. The only thing left after that is to check the air pressure in the tires, the fuel level in the tank, and then it's ready for action. Under the saddle right here is where you find your air filter, and that's accessed by releasing these two tabs and then lifting it and pulling it right straight back. Then we have a screw here. I need a screwdriver for that. It's a big Phillips head right there that you just unscrew. That releases the air filter housing. There is one down here also in the big hole. Just release that one. Like that. And the air filter housing, due to have you have taken that screw off, the air filter housing will release like that. You can take it apart in parts. If you leave that screw, you will take it, all will come out in one piece, but I don't want that. I want it to come out in two pieces. And that's because I want to check the filter. There is some oil debris on the filter, but the filter itself looks really clean. And to release the screen, you just pry a little bit on it to get it up like that. It opens up down to the two air intake regulators. That's for the front cylinder, and this is for the back cylinder. And this one is just a protective screen from anything big falling down, especially when you have it open like this. Nothing can fly down there or anything like that. So this looks okay, and the filter does not really need to be changed because it's not even dusty. It's just some oil residue on it, and that doesn't matter. So this will definitely work for a while more. So to put it back, it's just the reverse order. Put this in like that, and then you put the centerpiece on, and you try to locate the screw hole. That can be a bit tricky. There is the air filter, and then we have the cover, and it's the same way. You put it in up here, push it forward, then bend it down like that. See that you get it seated, and then you clip these two tabs back on, and that's the air filter. So I just checked the coolant, and the coolant was just perfect. Now I will check the brake fluid. So I have just checked the brake fluid, and there was no water in it. As long as there is no water, there is brake fluid is almost always good. Next step, I will check the battery acid. So I have just checked the battery, and the level is 132, and that's really good. So there is no problem with the battery either. So we can go on to spark plugs. Well, there was nothing wrong with the spark plugs. They were a little bit soddy, but nothing major. So because it's a customer machine, I will put new plugs in, and I will save these for my own projects. The old one here was spliced in like this. That's fully doable, yeah, but it's a bit of a hassle to do that. So I will just shorten this one up. There we have it. There we have a new end, and this old end will just go to scrap. Now we need to secure this a little bit with some fire and tie our new hook on there. So I have it tied up now. Now I will just secure the steering bit of it with a zip tie here down here. Like that. Like so. And there we have the zip tie, and that's not for strength, that's just for holding this down. And then we will take this end up like that. Then tighten these zip ties a little bit. Like so. Well, I'm not sure it's the right tool, but it's a tool that can perhaps do this. We need to straighten it out a bit, if I can, like so, and then bend it out like that, and there went the pin. Let's see if I can find it. Here is the rope, and here's the pin, and the pin goes through the rope like that, and that secure it. And then we need to secure the pin by putting back this securing pin. Let's see if we can straighten it a bit like that. Get it a little bit more parallel so we can get it in there like so. There it is. And that's it. Now they are split like so, and the pin can't come out anymore, and the hook is there, and everything is good. So now we just need to rewind the loose line, and this repair is also done. Time to test drive. Okay, my friends, I'm sorry for the sound in the background, but there is some machine working over here, so you will have to live with that. That's it for this machine. Otherwise, everything is done. It's serviced, it's greased, it's repaired. So yeah, that was successful, and it's now ready for some new action. Well, with that said, I will thank you for watching, and don't forget that you can support me through Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon. We also have a merch shop where you can find a lot of t-shirts, hats, and you know the deal. Go there and check it out. And with that said, thank you for this time, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.